Well, take it anyway. And I'll go and finish the... I suppose we don't have to do the entire flipping lot, do we? They're working that over. Is he going to stop working now because I've started this? Yeah, okay. Well, we don't need the rye in yet, so let's go for fertilizer in here. I think it'll be alright after we get this first season done, because then the pigs can catch up. So what's happened at the moment? The pigs can catch up with their quota of poo. What's happened at the moment is that I've made these massive fields. Some of them don't need to be ploughed this season, but the NPCs have gone ahead and just chucked the fertilizer on anyway. Whereas if I'd managed it manually, we could have just done exactly the bits we needed. But that's okay. We'll work this over. They will catch up. It doesn't have to be all done this season. It's fine. How good is Subway in the UK? It's pretty nice. They've probably got some different things. But yeah, I think it's quite good. There's a nice variety of different flavours and stuff in there. Sucks in Germany. I mean, I like... what do I like from Subway? I like the simple, like the club sandwich, the ham and turkey. They used to have beef in there as well, but they've stopped doing it in the UK for some reason. I like any of the chicken breast ones. Chicken teriyaki is nice. I've got to say I prefer them cold. I like my cold sandwiches full of salad. Yeah, oats and rye are in opposite planting rotations, which is quite nice. However, I've left it on those fields on purpose, purely because, so the NPCs do it, so that I don't have to constantly manage that and think about it. But when one field is empty, if they've ploughed it and stuff, I can easily sow it with the other ones. But having said that, I don't think we need a lot of oats and rye, because they only lead to animal feed. Whereas we do need lots of flax and lots of wheat, because that will lead to flour, which will lead to the bread production when we get that kitchen done. You just noticed it, honestly? Well, I have been labouring under the impression that that carrots and wheat were on perfect rotations, where carrots you grow one season, pick them the next, sow them in winter and pick them in the next one, and then you can get the next crop in the same field. But you can't do that because they do actually overlap. And I've only just realised that wheat does the same, so I've misread that completely. Right, I'm going to put this in yours over here, because I've got some nice... He's found some more fertiliser from somewhere, that guy. So I've got 30 flax. I'll go and buy 30 flax seed, which I can afford, and we'll have that in before the end of this season. And then we can use the other stuff for something else, I'm sure. You'd rather get something from the Fry's house if you're too lazy to cook. We are lacking, just near where I am, a really good place that does good fries and chips. There's a couple of pubs which you can now get takeaways from. They've all started doing that thanks to lockdowns and pandemics. But I don't know, they don't seem to have it quite right. What else do they have? I don't know if they have falafel in Subways in the UK. Quite like falafel, but I don't think I've seen it there. Might be wrong though. Do shout out if I am. I used to like the Southwest sauce that they do, the like Chipotle Southwest sauce. It's not that hot. It's just got like a mild chili-ish flavour. It's like chili mayonnaise, but very mild. That used to be quite nice, but now I just like to get all the flavours of the jalapenos and the olives and the pickles in there, and not smother it in sauce. I quite like it like that. Scarecrows would be useful. Right, I've got to grab a drink and then head to Denica as well. What's this one? This is cabbage fields. We do have a lot of flax in actually, so it's not a big deal. Rye, I could probably put something in there. If I really wanted to hammer the farming in this, I could. Oh, these fields, once these are harvested, we'll be taking these up. because that bit of land there is so rough and uneven. I hate the look of it, and I forgot to get the water. But I do feel it's closing in on the stable and the horse. I do. I feel it's getting there now. Fishing hut. Fishing hut could be... I know everyone says they're terrible, but I'm tempted to try anyway. Oh, I don't know if I can actually make the tools for the fishermen, so that might not be a good move. Next, we're going to have a farming simulator stream. The trouble with farming simulator is it's just a bit too serious. It needs to have like tractor racing and bulldozing other people's crops, playing multiplayer, causing chaos, going and setting fire to their barn on night raids, stuff like that. That's what we need. If I had all that in, if it was Grand Theft Farm Simulator, I would play it in a shot. That would be amazing. I would definitely play that. You know, the sort of stuff where you can sneak into your mate's farm and throw his chicken down the well, stuff, his prize rooster. Drive his tractor into the lake in the middle of the night. Am I reading any good books right now? Yes, I am, in fact. Let me just get into some shelter. I will tell you what I'm reading. Exactly, I'm about a quarter of the way through this. Oh, no, it's not called The Ancestors. It's just called Ancestors by Alice Roberts. A prehistory of Britain in 7 boroughs. It sounds really intense, but it isn't. Is it going to come up on there if I click that? No. What? No. What have I just clicked on? Google Books. That was the wrong thing. So basically, because I like archaeology and stuff and history, and it's just exploring not just like the burials that they've found, but these are like ancient bones and remains and stuff and tools dating back hundreds of thousands of years, which is really fascinating stuff. And it talks about how archaeology has developed and the thoughts behind how they classified these bones and stuff. Because obviously when they started finding these sort of things in the 1800s, a lot of people still believed in the Great Flood and Noah and his ark, and that, well, they can't be more than 6,000 years old, these bones. And then it's interesting how it talks. But that's what I'm reading. And also, I am halfway through the Witcher series of books as well. I think I'm on to The Lady of the Lake. I think that's my next one. I haven't started it. I took a pause from that to read 1984 by... I forget his name. The guy who wrote Animal Farm and other things. Saffron, thank you for the hydrate. Cheers. What the hell was his name? Orwell, that was it. George Orwell. Thanks, Spartan. Oh, see you later then. Have a good day in the office. Yeah, 1984 is an interesting essay, but perhaps not the best story and novel to read. But there's some very valid points in it. And I read that because everyone seemed to be quoting it in their various political arguments. I thought, right, well, let's go and see who's actually quoting this correctly and not. So it was interesting, but it wasn't the most thrilling of stories, but as an essay, it makes more sense. How is life treating you? And yeah, the Witcher books. I want to get back to that sometime. That was fun. I'm still waiting for George Martin to finish his last Game of Thrones book, but I don't think he ever will. So that was a shame. And that's about where I am with reading at the moment.
My wares never disappoint.
Right, 30 flax, please, sir. 30 flax. We do plant this now, don't we? Yes, we do. I could technically get away with 39, but that's okay. Is there anything else I can actually put in? I could buy manure so we could get the rest planted. Do you know, I could do that. That would give me an extra 27 places. Go on then. I'll stock up on cack. Oh, I don't have enough flax. He doesn't have enough. Yes, he does have enough flaxseed. What have I just bought then? I've bought that, haven't I? I've bought the wrong one. Haven't I? Yes, I have. But don't worry. We'll make use of it. So give me 57 flaxseed. See, it's damned expensive, is this?
See you soon.
Did I see another vendor out here with the sheep? No. I was hoping she might have been selling sheep muck. How much are these, by the way? Oh, these are goats. My mistake. I got told off for that in Tobago as well once. We were going around on this tour, and there was all these curious looking, what I thought were goats on the roadside. And I said, look at all the goats around here. Because, I mean, like, goat curry is a staple food over there. So I thought, well, it's what they are. And this this native this person from Tobago looked round kind of cross saying, they're not goats, they're sheep. So, very different to the goats and sheep I grew up with on the farm. Hey Fane, the village is going great. We have massively expanded the farming operation today. Come and have a look when I get back. I'm going to try and desperately pile in and plant the last bit of flax in spring. So we're trying to grind out the farming XP so we can get the stable built and go and buy a horse. That's kind of been the goal. And I think we're getting there. So we're going to have a look. It is starting to... Oh, Rao as well. Thanks. I didn't see you come in there, but welcome back. It is starting to look like a village indeed. We're trying to move this, apart from that field, which was a recent acquisition. I've cleared out the other stuff, and this is going to be our village centre. So we're going to have a road coming in, I think from here, meeting up with the main road. So as you come in, we're going to have like seating areas and tables. We're going to have a tavern in here when we clear it off, when we unlock the tavern. So I'm keeping this bit clear now. We'll build houses around the edge. And I've moved agriculture to... I think you saw me develop this bit down here. So that was already developed as one of the orchards. We've planted some cherry trees here to break up this farming field network a bit. And then we've got some big fields and a new barn gone in here. That is supposed to be rye, but that's not urgent. But this is the flax field, and I've forgotten to make the manure as I've been running past as well. I think this is a great plan. I hope it will be. Why have I run all the way back here? There's a barn right there where I could have gone and made this manure. Right there. Get out of the way. I'm working this. Come on, boss is here. Get out. Off. No, those sheeps are not so cheaps. Need to read the Witcher books. Working through the Bernard Cornwell Sharp books right now. Those are good books. Even better than the TV series, which I quite liked. But the books I thought were a step up. I'm not so sure about the ones he's gone and written as prequels. You know, where it's gone back. After he's finished the Sharp series, he went back and wrote like a prequel series where it's set in India. Not so sure about those. But, yeah, the original Sharp series were excellent. Enjoyed all those. So let's go and make some more mess in the fields. Oh, just a minute. I've got some bonus flax stuff that I can drop off. The worker can actually get... Actually, I don't know if the worker can get on with this. No, just a minute. Just a minute. Because I've got him setting... He's on threshing rye. And I accidentally bought some flax, which we do need for the spinner. All these industries are so interlinked. If you like the Sharp books, Mordred, you might like... Rouse. 8 months of subs. Wow, thank you very much. That's awesome. Closing in on a year soon. I can't believe where the time's gone. It does fly by in this trade. But thanks, that's really appreciated. I'm going to be picking up all you fine people who've been subscribing and supporting and cheering and everything else. I'm going to be spending some of these pennies on some upgrades. Well, say some upgrades, some games, I should say. I'm going to hopefully pick some up in the Steam sale if there's anything good on there. And also, looks like I'm going to be buying a copy of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I will hopefully be streaming next week. So, just so you know that I'm not sitting on a great big pile of all your money, counting it like Scrooge McDuck every night. We like to put it back into the stream to either upgrade cameras and green screens and stuff like that, and games as well, of course. Money well spent on games, I always say, especially if they're on a sale. I forgot to sell the wooden bolts, but they'll go next time. So I've got some fertilizer. I've got more flaxseed than I needed. That's fine then. So if I had more fertilizer, do we have manure in this? Is the manure topped up yet from the pigs? We've had a fresh load of manure. Right, okay. We're going to do the whole lot. This is going to be hard work. but we're going to be spreading by night in the rain to get this big field in. I did look at Disciples, Rhesus, and I've got to say, I didn't like the look of it. And if you look at the comments under the video, people say it's nothing like the old Disciples games and series. Now, I don't have any knowledge of those, so I can't say. But the impression I got looking at that trailer was that it looks like a mobile game. I know it's sold on PC, and they say it's got 80 hours of story and content, but the trailer really didn't lead me to think it looked that deep. Now, I haven't looked into any further than just the trailer, but it looked kind of tacky and shallow, and I hope I'm wrong about all those things, and I might well be because I haven't researched enough, but that was the impression I got, so I didn't get a really good feeling about that. Need something to spend your points on? Any plans for that? You can't make you drink all the time. Give me some suggestions. I'd love some suggestions. One really good idea was that we have a, and I really like this idea, is that people can spend, say, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 points or something to name something in the game after them, like a character in a role-playing game, or an animal in this, but we can't rename stuff in this, really. We can name the houses, but I don't really feel like that's a good use of your channel points if I just get you to, if I call a house after you, which I might then bulldoze at some point. So, yeah, I don't like the idea of that. But for naming characters or permanent things in any other game that we play, or generals in any war games or stuff like that has it, I think that would be a great idea. So I might implement that. But other than that, I will look for some other ideas. World of Cringe, thanks for hanging out again today, and have a nice night. Go and find some nice food. So I'll catch you later. Please look up Wildermyth or Wildermyth. You think that could be a great new story time? Okay. Oh, a friend today recommended... Oh, God, what was it? Oh, what was it? Something of the Sea. Story of the Sea, I think. It looks like a fairly pretty cartoony graphics, sort of like an interactive story and puzzle game. I think it was Story of the Sea. I'm going to have to look up what he sent. I did have a quick look at the trailer and thought it looked quite nice, but I don't know much about it or how old it is or anything, so more research needed. But Wildermyth, Fane, if you could drop a link tagging me on Discord with that, thanks. I will check that out. Otherwise, I'll totally forget. But yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Thanks. So yeah, I do, when I go onto other people's streams, look at what they've got for suggestions for channel points stuff, trying to find something that I think would be worth you spending your points on. And also not sort of break up the flow of streams too much, if that also makes sense. Love the idea of naming stuff after you, but of course that's only valid in games that we can name stuff. And this should really, it's a real shame that we can't. Battle Brothers we certainly could. Now that would be funny. It'd be quite brutal because characters in that game tend not to live very long. We are running out of light. Do you think I'm going to get my flaxseed in this season? Maybe I should go and build some torches by the edge of the field. No, my farmers have gone home for the night. They're not working in this. They refuse. It's dark and it's wet, and they have had enough. I know I can get this ploughed in, so that's okay. It's just, will I have time to actually get the flaxseed in? And I probably don't have enough flaxseed to fill the field up, but that's okay. We can live with that. Guardians of the Galaxy, if I play it next week, is probably only going to be... they say it's around about 20 hours of story. So that'll probably extend to about 30. Streaming it is always a bit slower than just playing it through, depending on how it goes. So probably a week or and a half at that or something. And then back to this, I would expect. Thanks, Indigo, for the drink. Cheers. Might extend the time on that hydrate thing a bit. But then it does keep me well watered. Right, is that it? I think we're done. These are getting seriously hard to see. It'd be really hard to see where the flax is supposed to go, isn't it? In this condition. Wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't raining. Let's get the edges of the field, then it's easier to see from there. Oh. Come on, this we're getting there. I feel like we're closing in on this damn stable. Can't be much longer. Yeah, Rao, make sure you don't dehydrate. Maybe I should have a hydrate button that forces chat to take a drink every 3 minutes. I think that would be a good idea. I've got to look after your health after all. By the way, anyone interested? We now, I don't know if you saw any notifications over the weekend. We now have a food channel on Discord as well. So you guys can share all your favourite recipes and pictures of nice meals and stuff where you've gone out somewhere. I've already tried some of the recipes in there, and I've got a shopping list of ingredients for some of the others. I'm really looking forward to giving them a go. Food is life. Unlike in medieval times where, well, it was still life, but a diet of cabbage, mashed cabbage, salted cabbage, buttered cabbage, roast cabbage, and rotten cabbage was the norm. It's nice to have a bit of variety on that. Mark tries his best American accent for a minute. Mark settles an argument with famous British arbitration. Mark takes a stretch to stave off deep vein thrombosis. That might be good, but then I'd have to put trousers on. So, Right then, let's get on with the flaxseed. I'm going to get as much of this in as I can. I really can't see. Cannot have a torch. No torch in slot. Let's fix that. Cannot do torch and bag at the same time. No, I can't. Okay. Bah. Can I see that? That's, oh, it's easy enough to see. Okay, that's fine then. I suspect I'm going to run out of time, and I'm going to get thrown back into my house after this. I will do these in lines rather than going around the outside edge of the field, though. Oh, but I'll tell you what I'll do. No, I won't. I was going to think I'll go up and down the field so I can see the edges easier, but it's hard to make out. You're looking to find some spring water, but in Norway it's so expensive. How come? You must have loads of natural springs and natural water in Norway. Missed. We can't afford to miss. If I don't get this in, this is going to be the messiest field of flax you've ever seen in your life. Time is running out. Hot tub streams, maybe? Mark's useful and useless tips and short stories. Ah, Mark's anecdotes. I'm sure I have plenty of those. I should do a video, shouldn't I? Video series of that. Story time with Mark. The one where I nearly got killed by a falling tree. That would make a good one. The one where I nearly got killed by the England ladies rugby team after I stole their pudding. That's another true story. We've also seen some streamers that have this massive amount of points that can be spent on the stream to end. Yeah, that was that's. I can't see any particular advantage to me in that one. So, I don't know. I mean, the channel points, it's a nice idea for some interactive things, but... Oh, God, I've run out of bags. Leg it. This is going to be really tight. whether I can do this. I also wanted to let some stuff rot down, but that's not going to happen, so... take 2 bags, that'll do. Leg it back. You don't get the cancel stream things. Waiting time someone out. Actually, I don't know. Is that it? That could be abused. I don't know. Don't know about that. I have seen that we can time out another user for so many points. But that could cause offence and people leave. I don't know. I could see that being used and abused. Right. Get that out. Very rude. I guess it's kind of fun if, like, everyone's signed up to it, if you know what I mean. If you opted into that, if you want to use it, you have to opt into it. And if you opt into it, you can be timed out by someone else. It's like that sort of thing. It's like a mutual consensual game. But if you haven't signed up to it and suddenly, like, some other guy on the stream just times you out, you think, well, that's rude, that's bad. Where have I gone with this? I don't even know if I'm in the right field anymore here. Where the hell is this? Was this my flax field? I don't know whether it is. Maybe it is. I think I've messed this up. I have some spreading going on there. Maybe I just didn't spread down far enough. I don't know. This is going to be one of these nightmare fields to try and mow afterwards. Oh, it's just expensive water in Norway. Ah, that sucks. I stick to tap water. Cheap and effective. Well, I've got 21 more seeds to go in. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Come on. Farming XP, come on. Farming in the dark. It's a good job. You can only sow this stuff in the limits of the field. Otherwise, I'd be just chucking it wildly all over the place. I can't see where the edge of the field is anymore. What about if I have to play for X amount of time with my eyes closed? I think we might make that one a very expensive one to save up for. But I appreciate all these suggestions. It does give me stuff to think about. Hang on, I'm pretty sure I've missed some bits. I've nearly run out of flaxseed, so... Right, whatever that is the job done. That doesn't make it easier to see, actually. Yeah, it's just as bad without. Okay. Job done. For now. Let's go back and sleep until next season. Lots of ideas. I will think on them. Thanks, Fane. And everyone else for suggestions. But yeah, I'll look up an appropriate points cost for naming something in the game after the viewer. Yes, I knew I was about to get teleported back. It just waited till I was there before it teleported me. End of the season. Poor little Edmund, he looks rather bow-legged. I'm sure they could have animated the kids a bit better than that. Right, let's go and see. We're in summer, so there will be some stuff that's grown. Oh, let me just check that the buildings haven't all fallen down. Houses. Yeah, the simple small houses need repairs. And as always, the hunting lodge needs repairs as well. And the smithy has nobody in because they must have gone on maternity leave.